Alright, so first up, we of course have Beast Clergyman. So I am using Star Fists with Frost. This was not a good fight at all. I actually beat this one with Star Fist. You can see a bunch of my light attacks are missing. That's a theme with this, so you'll see what I do on my Maliketh clear. That was my fault right here. You can get a charged heavy punish, but when you're locked on, it actually goes for center mass. So if I unlocked and had aimed at his foot, this would have hit, or all I had to do was hug him a little more instead of charging right away, because there's time to get a little closer. But I do have stick drift, I've noticed, so maybe I was trying to do that and just didn't get up on him. I'm not sure. But yeah, that stick drift's getting bad. I have a PS5 Pro controller, so if anyone knows if that's fixable, let me know. Might need a new controller. But anyways, this was not a good Beast Clergyman at all. Like I said, I wound up beating him a few times with Star Fists, and this was just my first one, my first clear, so I saved it. But yeah, I just wanted to go over it because when I first played the game, see, you can just strafe that and then boom, do a charged heavy, and then you get the stagger, and then you can do the punish. If you're really fast, you can actually get a quick punch in before doing the punish, but I'll show that on my other Beast Clergyman, where I use Uji Katana, because it's just much quicker. So there, I took some dumb damage. But yeah, on my first clear, I was like, this guy has no openings, like what the hell? So it was really satisfying to learn his fight. Like this little move, he does the dagger, so we roll those, then he does another dagger, and sometimes he'll do a fourth dagger, or he goes up like that, and if he goes up like that, all you gotta do is back off, and then you can do a charged heavy punish. There, he backs off, and pocket sands me. So yeah, in this one, he got me with that pocket sand a lot. I was not ready for it a lot of the time, but I came to learn it, because obviously you have to fight this guy every time you go to fight Maliketh. So I did get a lot better at this fight, but yeah, I just wanted to show the whole Maliketh fight in its entirety, because I've actually come to kind of enjoy the fight, even though, yeah, on my first playthrough, I just thought he was super spastic, but it's because I was just trying to rush the boss instead of learning his moves. So now I'm doing a playthrough where I use no upgraded weapons to beat every boss. So there, we back off, we get some heals. So this is nice. This is one thing I loved about Star Fists, is right here, I go for the light heavy, and he does pocket sand again, and even though I missed, I at least don't take damage because the punches are so quick. Then he does do his retreat, which did hit me, but yeah, that was my fault, obviously. But I just wanted to point out how, yeah, you can do an attack and still have time to recover. That's why I really liked using this. This is what you're supposed to do on this attack, is jump and then heavy attack, get some poise damage, I guess. Start draining his poise meter is what I'm trying to say. Here we go. Here's what I was talking about, center mass. So here I'm actually positioned really well. If I unlock my camera, I can just tilt my joystick and boom, I'll hit him in the foot. But it's going center mass here, and we totally whiff. So that stuff was just happening so often, which again is why I used Uji Katana afterwards, a leveled up one, just to get through this part of the fight, because like I'm just playing the game how I want to play, and that stuff was making me mad. There again, we get another heavy punish on his overhead attack, which was actually really good. Here, I'll show it. So he does the dagger move, dodge. I didn't actually dodge the other one, but we do back up in time. So yeah, we do heavy poise damage there, which allows us to get the poise break right here, which is huge because he does that big AoE attack thing. And then obviously the riposts are really good damage. We heal up and can get a heavy and still have time to dodge that move coming out of it. So yeah, again, Starfist is great for that, but not so great for actually landing the hits a lot of the time. And then we get a nice freeze proc at the end. So now I'll show the rest of the fight. Alright, so here's Beast Clergyman take 2. I think I no-hit this one. So yeah, there. This is the best attack to get. But with Uji Katana, because normally I was hugging his foot, you can obviously do that, but I wasn't in position to do that. So we just roll the attack, and then boom, right into unsheath. Then we do a dodge. So again, normally I was jump heavying this. Now we just roll and go right in with the unsheath. There are some attacks he can do if you don't have perfect timing where he will get you on the counter after an unsheath. But yeah, if we get 3 quick ones, we get a stagger. So that's what's so great about it. We get a quick heavy attack in first because our positioning was really good for the stagger. And then we go ahead and do that. And then here, I always just hold it until his recovery's done. Because if you hit him right away, he actually does reduce damage. But yeah, so then we hit for the full 547. He goes up. Again, this time we're not jump heavying. We're just going to go with the unsheath. And then one more, and I actually get another stagger, which shocked me. What I should have done was ran right behind the pillar and then done all this. But yeah, I wasn't expecting that. So I don't actually want to push to Maliketh yet, because he doesn't give you a lot of time at the opening to like replenish your flasks and stuff. So here we get our Wondrous Physic lined up. We refresh our Faith, which we don't really even need. And then we do the unsheath. So now we're going into the fight with all our flasks of Crimson Tears. We don't need the blue, but it's nice. Here we bait out a somersault attack, which gives us a nice punish. And then he actually has a pretty big recovery here on that retreat, which is just a little too long for us to stagger. So his poise starts recovering, because that should have pushed a stagger. So that was really unfortunate. And then luckily he goes right into that same attack. So yeah, we're able to get a stagger. So that was really nice of him to do his most punishable move back to back like that. And then coming out of it, we do a double hit, a charged heavy and a light. And then we dodge that one successfully and then go right into another punish. So this one started off really good. We also get a nice frost proc. And then again, we do that same heavy light. And here's where I screw up. So heavy, light every time out of this. And sometimes he does a really quick move out of this. So I was sort of panicking because I had just done a light attack. But here he does that one with a slower windup. So I had dodged early, unfortunately. But again, he gives us the one with the big punish window. So we actually get a heal off, and then we just do a regular heavy attack. And then here, this is super unfortunate. This is just kind of the camera jank that I don't like with this fight. Because I actually do dodge this well, but I wanted to dodge into him, obviously. And then, anyways, we wind up dodging back into the shockwave. It was just unfortunate timing. And then I panic heal. So then I take more damage. So here we back right off. We're going to take a heal. Then we decide to take another heal, even though it's not going to replenish our health fully. Here he does his explosion attack, which has a really quick recovery, so we don't even get damage in. He does the spinning blade, which we get. And then, yeah, we get a nice punish here. But then, yeah, he goes right into this, which was unfortunate because, yeah, I need to get more to his right, and I just didn't recognize it in time. So we take damage. And then I don't recognize the, like, double hammer attack. So he does that one hammer, and then there's a follow-up. I didn't get that one much. I actually beat Maliketh pretty quickly. So I wasn't totally used to his whole moveset, because he does have a pretty vast array of moves. So I just hadn't seen that hammer strike one very much. You'll see I actually do get the punish on it later in this, because it kind of reminded me that, oh yeah, that's a move. So then we punish the spinning whirlwind one. So this was that one in the delay that hit me at the start of the fight. But here I recognize it better. We delay. We get a regular heavy attack. Then he does his slam. And then here comes the second slam. So I did go for a quick light attack because there is time to get that in. But you can see I miss. But all good. Now we do the charged heavy and we actually get the poise break, which is massive. So we're putting in good damage and we're actually getting close to a bleed proc here. So again, we do our punish after the riposte. He does his retreat. And then he does our favorite move, which I think allows us to stun. No, it didn't. And then here, again, I'm in the wrong position. What I needed to do, I dodged into him. Oh, yeah, you can see I always follow up with a light attack, so that didn't help. But I needed to be moving to my right and his left. And I kind of dodged into him instead of to the right. So that was my bad. But luckily, because I'm only doing weapon upgrade 0, So you can see I have a lot of health. Otherwise, I'd have just died constantly. I don't like getting one shot. So anyways, he does this move, and we're still able to punish it afterwards with a quick heavy attack, and that actually poise breaks him. And then there we get the bleed, and then there we actually get the kill. So much like my Melania fight, I thought I had a long way to go still, and bleed wound up making the end of the fight very much quicker, which is nice. And I still had 4 flasks left, and you can see they're only +7 because I'm kind of just mainlining the game and trying to do a bunch of the boss fights that I kind of just brute forced rather than learning the move sets. So I just wanted to make that video just because, and just kind of talk about the move sets, because I did think these bosses were a lot better my second time around with them. So that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. Peace.